Hi, for you to see much better where the bosses are located in this map and in a higher quality, I strongly advise you to click on the first link that is on this video description down below, where you'll be able to zoom in this map image and even download it if you wish to see better where these bosses are in the Isle of Siptah. I've placed these markers instead, so you'll be able to see which kinds of bosses you'll find through the place. And I've done this to help you finding the bosses you still did not find yet, but just in case you notice I'm missing any in this map, feel free to tell me the location for it in the comment section down below. On this map image from the link, I also added an explanation about each kind of boss that you can find, as well with the legend from the bosses that you'll find in this isle. But I will also show you that here on this video today. First, let's quickly talk about the one-skill bosses. These ones are easy to defeat, they will drop more resources than the common enemies. They are standard mini-bosses that will usually spawn around the places marked on the map. You will also have other variety of one-skill bosses. What happened on the Exile lands is the same thing that may happen here on the Isle of Siptah. From what I've noticed, not long ago there was at least one corrupted rock nose. You see the common rock noses around. The corrupted rock nose is bigger than the normal rock nose and it has glowing eyes. Okay, is one of the elite mini bosses that can randomly spawn. It has a small chances of spawning, so the elite mini bosses is one of the one-skill bosses that will randomly spawn through the map. Okay, so they are bigger in size and they have a very low chance of spawning through the map. So I didn't mark them on this map because they will spawn in random places, so that will be harder to mark them on the map on specific places. Okay, so I've marked on the map the enemies, the bosses that have permanent spots to spawn in, of course. And additionally to the extra resources the elite mini bosses will drop, harvesting them will make them drop rarer resources, and they are a really good source of extra materials compared with the common enemies, so go for those just in case you find an oversized enemy with glowing eyes. Overall, standard mini bosses can be found scattered through this map in big amounts. For example, the elk kings and the smaller rock-nosed kings are pretty common, especially the elk kings. You'll find them quite a lot. They are an easy kill. And after those you also have the Bigfoot in good amounts at the eastern side of the map. The 3-skill bosses are world bosses, much harder to defeat because they carry a bigger health pool than 1-skill bosses and are in general more challenging. They always spawn in the same areas marked on the map, usually, and there are a few categories of 3-skill bosses. For example, the legendary creatures that can drop different kinds of resources together with a skeleton key. Skeleton keys are used to open legendary chests that can be found through the map. I've dropped down below in this video description as well a link to a video from Pixel Cave channel. Okay, I advise you to check it out if you are looking for the legendary chests that you can find through this map. There's a link to that video that they show you the locations where you can find these legendary chests, just in case you are not up to find things by your own. And then you got the legendary bosses that are usually found in mostly points of interest on this map. Some are not in points of interest, but mostly of them are. They can drop rare or legendary items, or even unique items that only belong to those specific legendary bosses. Okay, for example, I've noticed that the blue-white at the Black Sail Arbor will drop a unique item that is the Maelstrom Torch, which is a portable light source that never runs out. So go for it if you wanna have a torch that will never end. Other enemies even drop legendary weapons, okay? But legendary bosses won't ever drop skeleton keys, only legendary creatures. On the map Legends I've added, I've put the kinds of enemies that will drop the keys, for you to know where to look for those as an extra help, alright? And then you got the dungeon or vault bosses that are pretty much the dungeon bosses. These will drop a specific item that is the Decaying Eldarium. They will drop a small amount of it. So go for the chests inside of the vaults, okay, some of the chests and such, if you want to gather a bigger amount of Decaying Eldarium every time you go there. And killing these enemies, these vault bosses, is an obligatory step for you to progress through these vaults until the end. And I didn't forget about the Maelstrom bosses. Just a note that I didn't show you here on this map nor on this video the Maelstrom enemies, and that's for a reason. Maelstrom bosses only spawn with the event itself, okay, with the storm. And I was really able to find some bosses spawning with the storm. I think people who went to the storm and played the game often saw some of them. Yes, they did probably, but I advise you to check other sources of info to know more about their locations and how to make them more prone to spawning inside of the storm event. I apologize for not including them here. My target with this video and map was really to let you know the other kinds of bosses that you could find on this map, okay? I know that I've seen at least one dragon spawning always in the same location at times. I really advise you to go for the known YouTube channels for making useful videos for the game that will explain you better about the Maelstrom bosses and how to farm them and build bases to make them more prone to appear, because I don't want to give you some sort of lack of information about the Maelstrom bosses, okay? Anyway, now I'm showing you the kinds of bosses that you can find on this map that I've shown you on this video, alright? thanks for watching this video. Keep an eye for more content about this game on my channel once it's possible for me to bring new videos about it. I know that I've been a little too slow lately, and I really apologize for that. Have a good day.